Bring this up. Make sure that this is good to go. Are we live? Okay, good. Woo! That's an ad that we don't need to listen to. However, I'm glad it's for Harbor Freight and not something else. Harbor Freight's a good store. Especially if you want to put your minis away. Fantastic store. Oh! That's it. We don't need to listen to. However, I'm glad it's for Harbor Freight and not something else. Trying to figure out. Especially if you want to put your minis away. Fantastic store. Oh! That's it. We don't need to listen to. I'm just trying to figure out if you guys can hear the background music. I don't know if you can. So I'll raise him up a bit more. I mean, like, I can lower the volume in my headset, but I want to make sure that you guys can hear some of the background music too. I'm trying to look at the levels just to, like, make sure things are okay. You know what I mean? Raise him up a bit more. I mean, like, I can lower the volume of the headset, but I want to make sure that you guys can hear some of the background music too. So I'm trying to look at the levels just to, like, make sure things are okay. I think you can hear the background music. If you can't, let me know. I'll go up to 70, but like that's the max I'm going to. It looks a little close. Okay, let's go down to 65. I do know that sometimes like the music is there, but also not. So I'm not like very worried about it. But I know that YouTube's up and running right now. So now it is time that we boot up Twitch and make sure that that's good to go. We'll boot that, check it out. And once we know Twitch is good to go, last live yesterday. It's true, I was live yesterday. But I'm also live right now. Thank you. Yesterday. It's true, I was live yesterday. But I'm also live right now. I can hear the beat in the background. Okay, good. We're good to go. Since Twitch is in fact up and running, that means I'm going to hit the button on Blue Sky and say that we are live. Boop. We are now live. I do like that feature on Blue Sky. I think that's a cool feature. That you can say that you're live and doing stuff. So what we're going to do over here is we are going to Chrome real quick. On there, we will turn off the view on this. Don't need it. I just need the text box. Put this over there. Boom. Turn the view on YouTube. Not that I can't see the chat on YouTube, but it's good to have like an extra screen. You know what I mean? It's easy. Oh, looks like I gotta check stuff on Scott in Real Life channel. It would appear that we've gotten some notifications. Gotta go check those out.
I just put the budgeting app.
Oh, because it's playing through the speakers. Whoops. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. We are good to go. I think everything is up and running. I'm in a different spot than I normally am, and obviously we have this camera running. I will be doing something with my own two hands tonight, so we're going to be looking at that. There is all my Realm Brew Tiles, which actually I got pretty recently, all things considered. Let me just... Yeah, we can make this a little closer. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Tonight we will be taking a look at this stuff. I'm excited to go off a bunch of the stuff. I will also say that I have been working on some tabletop stuff that we did film, so I think schedule-wise it's next week or the week after. I still have to make sure the video is all good. And I have to render it first because like the way that Cyberlink Power Studio works. When I'm editing the video, I can't hear anything at the levels that the actual video will have them. So I have to like sort of make the video, render it, and then listen. And then once I'm done with the rendering, I can be like, I need to change some audio levels here or there. And I'm hoping that in a newer version of Power Studio, Power Director that I'm using currently, like that's not a problem anymore. But for right now, it is a problem for me. So I have to do that before I can actually release the video. But if you're a YouTube member, you will get access to it earlier than it releases to the general public. It's just the way YouTube membership works. It's one of like the base perks in YouTube membership. So that video will be out. That's what I've been working on. But what I wanted to say is that I did a bunch of unboxings semi-recently on the channel. We went over to Bayport. I'm looking over there because that's where the boxes were until like yesterday when I moved them all. But we did the Fate Forge unboxings, and since you guys voted for the thank you stream to do another unboxing, I was like, let's not do a board game, let's do tabletop stuff. And then it just happened to be that I got my Realm Brew Tiles, which are like right here. That's why I'm pointing over there. I'm not doing Viltrumite knife hands. But they're right over there. I want to go over them now, just get them out of the way and actually use them instead of just having them sit around forever. Just happened to be that maps came up next. I got these in the mail. I was like, you know what? Let's try something new. Why not? No point in us not trying anything new. I was supposed to get myself a drink before I sat down to start this, but I was like, oh, I got to figure out how to make the audio happen for you guys. Because what I was originally going to do is just play the audio from the jukebox machine, since I'm sitting right next to it. But then I was like, oh, if I use the OBS bot as the camera, then whatever the group says through Discord will also get picked up by the camera, and then we're going to have some issues. So I'm not using this as the microphone, I'm just using this for audio purposes so that I can get music out, and then I can also get the group's audio out. And I'm hoping that this is fine. I'm noticing that like my desktop audio is pumped down real low, and I don't know why that is. So once someone else comes and joins me in the chat, I will double check to make sure that you guys can actually hear us, or hear them rather. I'm pretty sure like I'm fine, but the desktop audio is lowered real far. So we'll see. I need someone else to test that with me realistically. Might be able to check with just the music. So give me 1 sec. How about I do that? So let me pop this back to the video, and then I'm gonna try this real quick. Sec. How about I do that? So let me pop this back to the video. Boost it up, and then very much this. Sec. How about I do that? So let me pop this back to boost it up, and then this. Okay. Pushing it down. Sorry, there's that echo while I test it. Okay. I guess I can do this. Okay, how about now? You think that's good? I'll get a little louder to get closer to the mic, though. I don't think it's going to pick up the music. You think that's good? I'll get a little louder to get closer to the mic. Okay, I think we're good to go. Yeah, the desktop audio was lowered real low, so I totally do understand why that was being weird. But I think we're good to go. And again, if people jump into the chat and you guys tell me that they're pretty quiet, I can always raise it, and I can lower the background music too pretty easily. Oh no! But okay, thank you for telling me. Just heard from DM Shin. I don't think DM Makar is coming. DM Shin will be a little late. So we'll start like right at the 15-minute mark. I don't know if Speedy's coming. I don't think Clubs is coming. I'm not 100% sure about anybody else. Literally never heard from Nice for a stream. She used to talk in our chat, but she doesn't anymore. And then DM Bacon hopefully will come back to us one day, but I think DM Bacon has a lot on his plate right now because the two of us are going on vacation at the end of the week. And by end of the week, I mean we leave Wednesday, so in the middle of the week. But for the end of the week, we'll be on vacation. I'm not nearly as stressed about this as I thought I was going to be. So I'm here. But that is why there is no stream next weekend. Next week, there won't be a DM Roundtable next week. Give me 1 second. I know I'm going to be getting up and moving around a lot. So I'm going to take off this headset in case anybody joins. Sorry. It is time for me to get them cute D&D shirts out and ready. I'm thinking I should have actually brought this shirt on vacation, but hey, whatever. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But I am an axolotl. I have many questions to ask. Ha 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 ha. Oh boy. It is. Woo! You guys unfortunately won't be able to see most of the shirt, but it's great. I think that at one point when I got this, it was a Comic-Con exclusive, but I don't think it's Comic-Con exclusive anymore. Sorry, convention exclusive from T-Turtle. Love me some T-Turtle, man. I have so much T-Turtle gear. Like, just so much T-Turtle gear. What's up, Awas? I just heard from DM Shin that he will be showing up late. I'm 99.9% sure DM Makar is not coming. I don't know about anybody else. But I'll just start right at the 15-minute mark like I normally do. It's about as long as I'll wait for other people to show up. Not that I... Listen. Oh, I gotta take out dry erase markers, which I did not yet. Ugh. Because supposedly these are dry erase compatible, and I don't know about that yet. We'll find out. I don't like that it... I just like stuck my hand in my bag of dry erase and I got like all the same colors. I want different colors. Brad? Girl! You didn't have to do that! 15 months! That's so many. That is almost a full... The full bukkake! Fantastic. We don't need all the same color. Let's try something new. I'll take out a regular movie eraser. I held it up to the phone as if that was where the camera is. That's not the camera is. That ain't it, Chief! Nope. I don't know why I'm closing this up. I'm gonna have to go through it again anyway. Haha! Dumb. But one thing also, I had mentioned this specifically to Awaz and also the crew. I did put out a Patreon post yesterday, but the way that Patreon works, if you schedule a post, you cannot link to it until like that scheduling time comes around. So you can't like set up early for a Patreon post. And last night, I worked, not last night, pretty much like right after the stream ended, I went straight to editing that 40K video. And I finished like 2 hours ago. It was a lot of work. And also, like, going through a game after you've played it, you can see like all the mistakes you've made. I know lots of people actually do that. They archive their footage so that they can get better. But like, we made so many mistakes, and I think that will continue to improve. So yeah, tonight I'm downstairs. This is like where my group actually plays D&D, and this is where I have the multi-cam setup here. I took down one of the cameras. I'm not using the fourth one today. I don't think we need it, so. But we're going to be taking a look at some maps. The pudding. I did release the pudding yesterday, but I couldn't make the requisite posts until it came out. But because I was already working on stuff, I just forgot about it. So I left myself a note today that like, I gotta make the posts on YouTube and Twitter and Blue Sky and Facebook that I released my pudding variant. I gotta do that later. Because it did technically come out yesterday, but I will get to play test it this weekend, which is nice. I have the third camera up, but like it's from the back view right now, so it's not really helpful. Maybe I'll switch to it at some point. Alternatively, I can point it up and have it shoot me when I'm talking about this stuff. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think that makes the most sense, actually. That makes sense. So I'm gonna tilt you up, and then hopefully that'll be. Wow. Nope, that's lopsided. But when I'm standing, this should be better. I think it's the correct. Doesn't get my head. Gotta go up higher. I'm not that tall. I'm tall, but I'm not that tall. That's a little too high. Let's tone that down. Just a little bit. Do you get my head? Ish. Okay. I didn't think of that until just now. That's probably fine. I'm not gonna be using this camera very often tonight, though. Yo, we got to this point where DT was like, hey chat, help me out. Hey chat. And I was like, it's weird that we're not streaming, but both of us are like talking to chat. I was like, why are we like this? What made us like this? And then after that, we learned to play Street Masters, and we filmed a game of Street Masters. It was only our second game ever, and my God, Street Masters is just one of those games where the way the rulebook is written, you cannot learn to play. Like, you cannot start playing the game and then grab the rulebook and be like, what do I do? You can't do that with Street Masters. The rulebook, like the way things are laid out, is not conducive to that kind of play. So I'll probably still end up editing and uploading that video, but I'm going to be honest with you. It is not indicative of how the game plays. Like, there were way too many things we didn't understand. So after we finished that, I went and like read the rulebook front to back, and I was like, I get it. So eventually there will be a Street Masters video. But before that video, there will be a 40K video. I don't know when that particular video is going to come out, but I think two weeks. No, next week. Yeah, I think it might come out next week is what I'm planning on. I think I'm on Thursday according to the schedule, which would make sense. I think it's going to be next week's Thursday video. Pretty sure. I looked over there because that's where I don't have a camera that's pointing that way, and I don't want to move this one yet. But my painting from Theo Makara of me and my son in her campaign are over there. And I was like, how did you see that? And I was like, you didn't. Nope, didn't see that. That's true. Eventually, we would very much like to stream. We did. We're asking for your help. during the video. Like, if you have suggestions on what we can do better, besides the obvious things, like the OBS camera. This camera is fine. It's built into a laptop. Like, it's fine. Then the OBS bot camera, which I will use the DB5 to show off. This guy is fantastic. Like, this is the best webcam I've ever had the pleasure of using. Thank you to the Whale Pact. And I don't think you're going to be able to see. Well, I can move this camera up, so that's what I'm going to do. That is the DB5. The DB5 is what I was using before I got the OBS camera. It is fantastic. Like, cannot thank the Whale Pact enough. Like, I can't. It's such a good camera. But then the fourth camera that I use is one of my old camcorders. And the camcorders they can't autofocus. And the way that they deal with light exposure is terrible. So, like, besides the camera that was over the dice trays is bad, or it's like, is the worst, objectively. I know. I can't. I might get another DB5, to be honest with you. Because the DB5s were relatively cheap. They're like fake GoPros. I don't think I can spend the money on a real GoPro, but they're like fake GoPros. I might get another one of those and use that. But what I did notice is I have 3 camcorders. Technically, I have 4 camcorders. The camcorder that I started filming on Fairy Tales on is very old. Doesn't even go up to 1080p. So, like, I have it, but like I don't actively use it. And then I have 2 twin 1080p camcorders. And the one that I used to film on Fairy Tales with and the 2 twins are micro USB. And then I have one more camcorder, which is the one we used for the dice trays. It's 1080p, but it takes USB-C. And what I've learned is this laptop in particular, the one that I'm running things off of right now, it doesn't have enough brain power or like USB hub power, even though I have an external USB hub that's powered that I'm running most of the stuff off of right now. Like, it can't process the information from the OBS bot, the DB5, and one of the micro USB camcorders, but it can process the information from the USB-C camcorder, the OBS bot camera, and the DB5. So I want to get another USB-C able device just to make my life easier. Even though technically my DB5 is micro USB, but it's fine. It is also like much more technologically capable than the old camcorders that I got. They're not. Okay. They're old in relativity. They're not actually like old. The reason I have 2 of them is because I got one of them as a reviewable item from before Amazon Vine. Someone was like, "You want to review a camcorder?" And I was like, "Yes." Was like, "You have a glitch in your operating system, or if you go through menus in this particular order, everything wigs out." And they were like, "Oh no, let us send you another one." So they sent me another one, and they were like, "Does it also do that?" And I was like, "Yeah." I don't think it's the camera messing up. I think it's the software you have running on the camera. And they're like, nothing we can do about that. So I have 2 of them. They're twins. But I don't think I can run one of those twins, or even probably the one that I used to film on Fairy Tales with. I don't think I can run them because this laptop just won't accept that other micro USB connection. I think that like their data transfer speed is too slow compared to everything else. So it just, okay, it doesn't, what it actually does is constantly like boot up and then boot off. Boot off, boot up. And it plays this stupid notification noise, which will drive anyone bonkers, like incessantly. Like the do-do-do-do, and then do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, and you're just like, stop, just stop. So, yeah, it's different. Definitely it's the software. And I'm sure if you went and bought one of those camcorders like went out today and got one of those camcorders, you'd have the same problem. I'm almost sure. So I don't actually have any links for you guys to follow today, but Realm Brew does have a website. Since this was a Kickstarter, I don't have a link. But what I can show you is that if you're in the YouTube chat or the Twitch chat, they do have a website now. Okay. Yeah, that's who I is as a person. Like there's not much I can do about that. That's just who I am. That's just who I am. All right, I gotta grab. I realized that I sent it to YouTube chat, but I can't actually send it to Twitch chat because that's not open on this computer. Haha, dummy. So I will send you guys the link because they're now on their website since almost everyone has their own at this point. So I will send you the link. I will probably end up putting it in the description as well. But this is the link for Realm Brew Release 1 because they've already announced they're about to do Realm Brew Release 2. Realm Brew Release 1 is... Can I pin that? Nope, you missed. Nope. Oh, I have to end... Thank you. Take me to mod view, dum-dum. The way that they have it set up on mobile. Whack! Stop. No, come on. Come on! Sorry. I guess that link's not going to come in. If you're on YouTube, you can see the link. And eventually there will be a link. But we've had the 15-minute mark. So it's time to start! Means I'm going to switch over to this. I will also say that usually, even though I do run the chat on both, like usually I have it running on my computer and I have it running on my phone, I usually just type in the chat on the computer because it's so much easier. It's so much easier. I will also say one thing. I'm probably also just not going to swap the cameras around very often because one of the things we learned while we were filming those games is something I've been saying to the group. Like, hey, if someone wants to come over and... like, the easiest way to run a filming of a tabletop session is to just like go ahead and have a person in the chair. Like someone in the chair has to be there to run the cameras and make sure that everything else is working, that kind of stuff. And we don't have that yet. So you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm just gonna write down the time so that I know when we start. Because that way it's easier for me to work on timestamps later. Yay! I want to get this. There we go. That's what I want. Okay, cool. The first thing. So there are multiple boxes with Realm Brew. We can switch the music over now. You know what? Give me the main screen for now. Because I'm going to have to walk away from my stream deck, which means it's going to be harder for me to... If you could be here to hit the buttons on the stream deck, that would be fantastic. But like, when you're playing a game and also manning the cameras, it's super difficult to like get the right things done. If that makes sense. Like, it's hard to do both. Like, real hard to do both. But we're gonna put on the first music. Oh, no we're not, because my music app just totally crashed. Thanks, Jukebox. That was helpful. Love you for that. Yay! Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to switch over and tell you about Realm Brew. So, my particular package... honestly, that would be fun! Like, that is more fun than you would think it would be. So, I'm trying also now, I have a clear view of what the like shorts view is of things. And I'm trying to like move around that so that the things I'm talking about are there. So you've got 3 main categories for release 1. You have Man-Hewn dungeons, you have underground caverns, and you have subterranean rivers. And then these are like extra bonuses that you can lay on top of things. So Red Dragon's Lair, and the other one is Rocks, Holes, and Plains. And then this is Fog of War. They are surprisingly heavy because these also have magnets in them. So Realm Brew is magnetic terrain, which is cool. Hex-shaped magnetic terrain. These overlays you actually lay on top of these maps in case your players don't like. They're like, oh, where am I going to go? I'm not, I can't see what I'm doing, which is great because normally they are hexes. Normally, I'm going to show you guys what I do to show Fog of War on my maps. Since we're down here, I can actually show it to you. I have 2 options for Fog of War on my maps. One is I take a big old roll of craft paper that's black and I lay it over the maps. However, my players always generate enough wind to blow the craft paper off of whatever they're doing. Also, my players are like a herd of wild buffalo at the table. Like if you leave anything too close to the edge, that's getting smashed or knocked down. It's impossible. My favorite is when I'll have like 3D terrain laid out and my players will literally just slam their laptops down on it. And I'll be like, why? You have to look. Alternatively, yikes. Alternatively, I use felt, which is heavier and lays better. Insulation sheets would also be good. That's also a very good option. I like that. I do like saving the... It's like not packing peanuts, but like the packing material that they put in there. That's not styrofoam. It's like, I like using that as clouds. But we're going to start with the first option here, and that is Man-Hewn dungeons. So, each and every one of these boxes has an erasable surface, has 18 tiles in it. And what is Realm Brew? Realm Brew lets you build immersive, magnetic maps in seconds. Each double-sided tile locks magnetically into place, creating fast, seamless maps that look as good as they play. With waterproof surfaces, a precise 1-inch hex grid, and modular terrain styles, Realm Brew is crafted for storytellers who demand speed, flexibility, and beauty at their tables. Remember, not a toy! But this box is Man-Hewn Dungeons. This is all from the Shop of Many Things, who do make a couple little things. Yes, the cotton filler, that's what it is. That's what it is. I was like, the thing. Do the thing! I kicked the camera again. I'm going to do that a lot. Apologies. That's just who I am as a person. But I'm going to show you each of the tiles. They are actually of like moderate thickness. I wasn't expecting them to be as thick as they are, but I'm happy because I'm sort of used to them either being like too thick or not thick enough. I think that this is fine. And as you can see, like the magnet is pretty good, but not like if you really shake them, they're coming apart. I think that these magnets are probably a little bit stronger than the ones in Terracon tiles. Oh no, please don't get crushed. I'm just gonna show them to you. The hex grid is like super minimalist on these tiles, and I like that. I have a feeling some players are gonna be like, I can't see it. But like, this helps with your immersion. So, remember they are double-sided. Please don't get crushed by a hay bale. There's even like little things happening on them. Look, this crushed statue. A dead end, little turning. Like, you could use Man-Hewn dungeons to make your own setup for Tomb of the Serpent Kings if you really wanted to. Dead guys, and they're like at the correct distance. I'm gonna grab a mini for you guys to show you with like a regular 1-inch base. I'm trying to make them, like, I want you guys to be able to see exactly what I'm looking at, but I'm also trying to help those of you who are watching on Shorts View. Hell yeah! I like to hear that you ripped. I like it. You can make a big old tower with this. I don't know if you can hear it from the camera, but the tiles, like as I'm pulling them off of like their team magnets one at a time, like the noise is super like satisfying. It's like a thunk. It's nice. It's nice. Thunk. Let me see if you can hear it. No, it wasn't as satisfying that time, sorry. That was a good snap into place though. Remember, this is the Man-Hewn dungeon set. So there are 3 different sets in what they're calling Realm Brew Release 1. All of them are like inside is the best way to describe it. Release 2 is going to be all outside. Ooh, there's way more dead ends than I thought there were going to be. That's really pretty. With like a little mural of people fighting dragons. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Wait, no, this is only one. Yeah. They have a weird, like, I thought that was a line of paint or something, but it's not. Interesting. Whatever, doesn't matter. Staircase. The way is blocked. What will you do? Blunk. And they're hex, but like these walkways, obviously these are 1-inch squares. The tiles are hexes themselves, though. When there's more open space, it's a hex. A lot of falling into the pit. I love that they're like they're Man-Hewn dungeons, but like everything is already wrecked. Like, yeah, they hewed it and then it fell into disrepair. And a lot of like clearly the squares are there, but then there's also like the dungeon itself was like physically shaped, whereas like an architect built the square parts. That's a neat little dichotomy, if you will. All this makes me feel is like this is the start of a dungeon. Like this is where you plop all your players down on the tile. It could also be here, but this one just feels like the starting space. Another dead end. Dungeon What a Dump. We should build Dungeon What a Dump one day. That would be fantastic. I would love that. I would love to build Dungeon What a Dump. Like this. Got 2 left. Separate. For those of you on Shorts, tell me, is everything okay? Are you enjoying it? Technically, we're streaming this in 3 places at once, which is unusual. And let me know if you got here through Blue Sky. Because I honestly feel like that Blue Sky Go Live feature is really helpful, but like I don't have any empirical data on it being that helpful. Do you know what I mean? This also could be the starting space. What are you, DM shit? He was just talking about that. We were talking about making some creatures, and he was like, "Yeah, I want everybody to function like a rust monster. I want every person that comes into my dungeon to lose their weapons." And I was like, "You're a sadist. That's what you are, a sadist." So here, we're just gonna do this real quick. Boom, boom. Boom. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You can just snap them together. Build a dungeon. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Oh man, this dungeon is full of dead ends. Dead ends. Shit, no, that doesn't really fit. How about that? Kinda. But it looks like it goes on. I don't want to put that there. I don't want to do that. I want... Oh yeah, let's just go down. Yeah. Yeah, look at us building a dungeon. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's it. That's all it takes, man. You just gotta build your dungeon. Dungeon. Oh no, even better. Dungeon. Where does it end? No one knows. That seems like where it ends. I want this, and then this. No, it's gonna go. Well, yeah, I guess. Oh, that's kind of cool. And then an end here, and an end. I need another stopper. Oh no, we're out of stoppers. Where will this dungeon go? Nobody knows. But yeah, you can very easily use all 18 of these tiles in one go. Boom! The dungeon. Blank Dog! You want to be that comic? That comic that's like, I know how to get adventurers to fall for your traps. And he just sets up sexy monsters on one side. All the adventurers just fall in the hole. You would! You absolutely would, you monster! I'm gonna grab my party. Set them up. They're gonna jump into this. They've fallen into the hole. Oh! Bonk. 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 Look at that. Look at that. You're starting your adventure out. Boom. It's nice. Where are you guys gonna go? You don't know. Nobody knows. Now, one thing that I really, really wanted to try out, though, is I already have a bunch of magnetic terrain. You probably have seen at some point on the channel, I've got Tarragon tiles. I have a whole bunch of those like random magnetic building cubes that they keep releasing everywhere. I want to see if those connect well to these particular maps. I want to see. So, first thing we're gonna do is take some Tarragon tiles. Okay, I'm just gonna grab a handful of gray Tarragon tiles. If you want to learn more about Tarragon tiles, if you watch this video as a VOD, there will be Tarragon tiles. There'll be a little link somewhere, like up by the top. I'm just gonna see. Oh, we have a little stick. You put them that way, or you can go across the side. Okay. The magnet isn't. Oh, okay, that one fits. Tarragon tiles are not 1 inch across. These are 1.5 inch hex. So yes, they are in fact bigger. You will have to make some, you'll have to try to play as nice as possible with them because they are 1.5 inch and not 1 inch. But they do stick and they do also layer on top. So you could use, if you happen to have, certain colors of Tarragon tiles, you could lay them on top as your own version of Fog of War type deal. They will stay, but like, I said as Fog of War and I grabbed the green ones like an idiot. What I should have done is grab the black ones because that would be literal Fog of War. So you could use your Tarragon tiles this way. They do stick. They don't stick as... Again, I think the magnets in Tarragon tiles are much weaker than the magnets here. But hey, it works. So Tarragons are 1.5 inch hex tiles that you can get in a variety of colors. I happen to have the gray ones, brown ones, black ones, silver ones. Nope, I said gray already. White and gold ones. They also make blue, but I didn't get any of those. I hope Tarragon is still doing well. Last I heard, they had just bought an entire room of 3D printers. And I was like, good for you guys! Wow! Yes, not sponsored by, but oh my god, would I love that? Okay, so when we get to the... Oh, I have another set of magnetic tiles that I forgot all about! I gotta go grab those too. Give me a second. There's one more set of magnetic tiles that I forgot about. I have 4 different kinds of magnetic tiles. I didn't even think of that until just now. Dang! I'm doing great out here, y'all! I really like magnetic tiles. I think the idea of them, fantastic. The execution of them, sometimes could be better. For the other two, these are both, they're slightly smaller than 1-inch cubes, but I have made videos on both of these in the past as well. You can grab stuff like this on Amazon all the time. There's tons of different kinds. A lot of them are like based on Minecraft, which makes total sense because, listen, it's a cube already. It's a cube already. I actually don't have any Dwarven Forge stuff at all because it's so... Okay, Listen. My wallet cannot fathom paying that much for terrain when you can get so many other things for so much cheaper. And yet, I bought everything from Dungeon in a Box's Stormforged Kingdoms. I have literally everything downstairs that they released. And the shipping price on that hurt my soul. That's actually technically also magnetic terrain, but I have not opened it yet. I literally bought everything, and I said to myself, I had just backed Realm Brew, and then their stuff came out, and I went, oh, damn it. And I bought everything in Stonefold, not Stoneforge, Stonefold Kingdoms. I bought their entire set, and I said to myself, I'm done. I don't need any more terrain ever. And that's true. I don't need any more terrain. Like, whatever they release in the future, like, I don't even want Realm Brew set 2 at this point. I'm outie. I don't need anything else. So I have these magnetic tiles. They're square, obviously, not hex, but I just want to see if they stick. They do. These are also relatively okay as far as magnets go. They might be a little bit stronger than the magnets for Tarragon, but they also stick to Tarragon tiles. So what I was going to say before is that out of all the magnetic tiles that I have right now, when we get to the dungeon, or the actual play, when we get to my section where I'm going to have the Roundtable play through one of my trials, that dungeon is actually built in 3D with like all the magnetic kinds of tiles that I have. And this was before I had Realm Brew or Stonefold Kingdoms. So it's like an actual like square, it's a cube dungeon that you're in because the players can go up vertically and they're also like sort of encouraged to. And I'm excited to see how well that works out for my players. Okay, so we've done this set of tiles. I'm going to grab my other set of magnetic building tiles. These have like more, we'll say, not cooler, but like they have more involved designs on each of the cubes. So we can put a nice little body of water in here if we want, and it'll stick. You want to walk through the water? You totally can, but good luck. They do in fact stick. Gotta get through the water now. You gotta make it through the cubes. Now I do have one more set of magnetic tiles that I forgot all about. So if you'll bear with me for a second or two. Yes, please help my wallet. It needs all the help it can get. It's in so much pain. Right, give me 1 sec to go grab the last set of tiles. Okay, so the last set of tiles is something very special to me and my crew because, okay, you see this suitcase? This was the first magnetic terrain I ever backed. And what had happened was the company that made it did not QA anything. And they got into big trouble with everybody. But they made these. These are actually like not at all, like it's not supposed to be a sticker. It's the image is a sticker, but these are little 9 tiles. They're all magnetic. This is not what we asked for. This suitcase is actually half of my pledge. And if you're a YouTube member or a Twitch sub or a Cub or anyone who has access to my schedule knows the last thing that is in the furthest leftmost year on the schedule is Mithril Armory Tile Formers, that I have to make a video for it. It is these things, because when I got this suitcase, I said, I'm going to see how fast we can build our pledge, because the idea behind my pledge was that you'd have enough to build like a whole little castle town. And me and my friends started doing it, and we realized, oh, we only have half the tiles. And then we went and like looked it up, and there was so much crap flying around towards this company that like they didn't QA any of the packages going out. So people just got like randomly parts of one of their orders, and then their orders were marked off like as done. And they were the first company that I've ever like done something for on Kickstarter that they just gave up in the middle. So I need to make a video on that at some point using these. But these have actually pretty powerful magnets in them, all things considered. There's all different kinds of designs, but I have videos on that. But I do have to make like a vlog of just like, this was the first Kickstarter I was ever part of where they would just give up and like didn't try to fix anything at all. I have not experienced that before or since, where like they sent out something but it wasn't right for anybody. So these magnetic tiles, ooh, they don't like, I mean, yes, they will stick, but they do not like the kinds. They're very weak stuck to RealmBrew tiles. I guess kind of, maybe in a weird way. These stick the worst to RealmBrew tiles, but everything else seems to stick pretty okay. Like your players will have to work to knock everything else out of the way. And I'm okay with that. This is a suitcase full of terrain. They're also very heavy. Like, RealmBrew tiles are quite light. Tile formers are quite heavy. So I'm going to take off all the rest of the magnets that I took out for here. Because now we know you can mix and match your tiles if you really want to. And I honestly recommend that you do. Like, make everything work together. Listen, I know every table's different, and some tables are like, I don't like it when there's a clash of like themes and stuff. I don't play that way. Whatever I can use, I will use, okay? If it suits my needs, it's going on the table. Ooh. That's true. Like the kind of magnets that people put on the bottom of their Warhammer stuff. I would love to see if DT's Warhammer figures stick to any of these tiles. I should try that. No, I know they stick to Tarragon tiles because he's tried that before. But I should make him try that out. Awaz, can you do me a silly solid and just tell DT for the Emperor channel that we should test his Warhammer figures on all my magnetic tiles? We used to build, when you guys see the mat that we used, it uses packing materials. We used to use my 3D pop-up terrain to play Warhammer, but we haven't in a while. Oh, you could also build stuff out of Legos. I'm not going to hate on anyone that's like, yo, I use my Legos. Good for you. Use what you've got. Like, come on, man. Okay. The one magnet I do, one of the sets has a literal treasure chest. I just want to... depends on where you're placing it. Will work here? Yes! That! Yes! That! I like that. That's cute. That's like a perfect... That's really... I like that. That's really cute. I like that. Alright, I'm still putting away one more set of magnets. That's you guys, my water tiles. Water tiles! Yeah, you know it. Water tiles. So that was Man-Hewn Dungeons. There is one more thing that I need to try out. I'm a little worried. I know it says that you can mark them, but I'm a little worried that this is going to mess up one of the tiles. This is a dry erase marker. I don't use wet erase, but I know a lot of people do. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it off to the side first. Okay, so it's there. I don't know if you can see. Oh, you can see it really easily on the camera. That did not erase the way that I thought it would. Just give me 1 sec to try something. You know what? I'm going to be gentle first. Maybe they're wet erase and not dry erase. Just going to go a little gentle wah-wah, gentle wah-wah. Gentle wah-wah. Gentle wah-wah didn't do nothing. They may, in fact, be wet erase, not dry erase. Alright, this is actual Expo goo. We'll see if that works. Oh, so stinky! Nope, it's still there. Okay, I'm glad I did it in the black part. Not dry erase. Not dry erase at all. Okay, good to know. I know a lot of people prefer wet erase to dry erase. I'm not one of those people. I prefer dry erase. I love me a good whiteboard, okay? Whiteboards are my jam. I love a good whiteboard. That's a little disappointing, to be honest with you, but I'm glad I chose to mark it where there's like there's nothing there. I didn't really mess up anything. And like, that's really hard to see without it being on camera. So I'm not too worried about it. But that was Man-Hewn Dungeons! We have 2 more sets of dungeon tiles to go, y'all. Just gonna take these guys off for now. These are actually my party's mix. In case that wasn't clear. Some of my party's mix. This is not the whole party, because as you know, my party is huge! 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 Bum, 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 Also, thank you, Amos. I heard the bloops. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. Oh, God! I hit the chandelier with my headset. I was like, something's hitting me. Nope, I'm the one who hit it. That was my bad. That was Man-Hewn Dungeons. Oddly enough, the imagery that they use on the lid is not in the tiles. That's kind of funny. But this is one of the, I just realized the bottom is one of the particular ways that you could set up all the tiles in here. That's also like why I'm like, I don't want to mess anything up and like have to learn some. I don't want to learn something new in that way. Like, I'm just gonna stick with what I got, and if it don't work, oh well. But now is the time we move to the next set of tiles, and that is underground caverns. Bum bum bum. We're actually making pretty good time, to be honest with you. That's very good to know. So, underground caverns. Ow, what was that? Ew, something was sticky on it. I don't know what that was. I don't want to know what that was. Nope. It's the top. Underground caverns. Erasable surface. Yeah, kinda. 18 tiles, same as before. What is Realm Brew? You already know, the 1-inch hex grid. And this is a possible configuration for all 18 tiles. You don't have to do this, but it is a possible configuration. You could also, at least with this particular top, you can lay this in between two of the tiles if you want to, and like also use this as a raised area. It sort of looks like it's raised. That could be kind of cool. That could even be the entrance to your dungeon. That's kind of cool. So let's go through all 18 of these tiles. Ow, that one hurt. It hurt. And then we're going to build a dungeon at the end with all 3 kinds of tiles. And then maybe some of the other stuff too. Because we want to know what it is. Pitfall! Is this where you'd keep your, like right here is where you keep your sexy monsters? My sexy monster. I don't know why I gave them a lisp. It's not really a sexy thingy. Built-in stairs. Cool. Lots of holes. I'm shoving everybody into them holes. And again, like the hex is really like it's barely there. It does not detract from the art at all. I know a lot of people complain. I'm not one of those people. I'm happy if I can see the grid, and I'm happy if my players can see the grid really easily. But there are plenty of people out there that are like, my immersion! And I'm like, bro, if you really want to be that way, then you're going to have to take this like Warhammer and bust out your tape measure, okay? Like, it's not that serious, bro. It's just not that serious. It's just not that serious. But I like that this is not as pronounced as it, like, this is good enough. It's fine. It's fine. I was originally thinking there was going to be a magnet at, like, each point under them, so you could, like, stick your guy right to them. But then I was like, if you have a large or bigger creature, it's going to be a big problem. Yep, the lids can just be raised platforms as well. I am a big proponent of using whatever you want to make your raised platforms. I do also have, I raised my hand, like you could see that I was raising my hand. I will also be the first one to say that I do, in fact, have the, what is it called? The battle town? No. Oh, what is it called? Combat tiers. I have like the official combat tiers. DM Bacon bought them for me back in the day. I think they're great, but they are very fragile, and I don't trust my players very much. And like the way they're set up, it's easy for people who just run around like hippos to knock them over and break them. So I get really worried about using them. And instead, I like to use pizza spacers. Listen, pizza spacers are great. A lot of people are like, that's weird. But like, if you're buying a lot of pizza, especially if you're playing D&D, maybe your whole group gets pizza all the time. Why not? And dessert cups. I think dessert cups are fantastic for that specific purpose. I just heard about that. We all know DM Biggin doesn't come back and watch these, and I know he's got a lot to do this weekend, but we have a mini that is of him, and we want to make it for him. Obviously not for this weekend, but we have a mini that we want to make for him. And one of the other guys in the group was like, yo, why don't we get him a large version of the mini? That way he could put it on like his display shelf. And I was like, what now? That's a thing you could do? It is in fact a thing that you can do. Oh, just a straight up, here's a whole set of tile for you to put stuff on. This is actually... Honestly, the fact that there's one here is very helpful because there wasn't one that was just all everything in the Man-Hewn dungeons. Yeah, it just wasn't. I like that there's different elevations here. That's nice. Bunk, bunk. Bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. That reminds me, I should talk to the group. Do you know how long that sale's going on? Because what I said to them was, hey, if he really likes the mini that Mergs bought him, or sorry, that Mergs made him, we'll get him the display version. But if he feels like he wants something else, then we'll get him a regular size version of that mini so that he can actually use it next time we do stuff. So I'm hoping that it's still on by next week. That's my guess. That's my hope, rather. Dunk. Ooh, there's so many like different elevations and little like breaks in the wall and stuff. I like that. I like that. Oh, a little weird though that like this particular hex is like has the dip in it instead of them like pushing the art a little bit further so that it like made the line so all of them were new tiles. That's a design choice, I suppose. Oh, the cave has a hemorrhoid. Are those shrooms? Everybody loves some shrooms. And obviously this is like the poison area. There's mold and stuff. Oh no. Oh no! These would be good for like telling your characters to go foraging and stuff. This is where the Sturges live. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Oh, you know what I didn't... Okay, I'm going to try that in a second. I'm going to go back to that tile that's everything. And see if I can stand up the tiles one on top of each other. That I didn't try with the first set. But I wouldn't mind trying in a bit. Oh no, I blocked... No, I didn't. I was like, oh, I blocked YouTube chat. No, I didn't. I can still see it. Ugh. That is harder than you'd think. A little bit of water. Okay. I just like the idea of like when you lay the magnets on top of one another and like you miss like that and it just shinks back into place. I like that. All of these particular caves right now are making me feel like there's going to be a rune bear in the back taking a nap, and I don't want to deal with that. Hate me some rune bears. Rune bears are so big for no reason. Who told you to be that big? Who told you to be that big? Ooh, phosphorescent, bioluminescent. Shrooms. Again, this just feels like the starting area. This just feels like a starting area. So here's what I want to do. I want to try something. Drippy kind of works. But I would rather do... Yeah, you. You're the one that I want. Where's the one that's just the full area? Well, actually, this could work too. Hold on. Do they stick this way? No, not really. You have to stand on one. Okay. So what I was going to say is, do they go... Well, hold on. Maybe... Sort of. but not really. These are much harder to stack going vertical. Like they'll stay, but they're very easy to get knocked down. Dex, why are you calling me during the stream? Those are quite difficult to get to stand up. The tile formers you can stand up this way, and obviously the cubes very easy to stand up this way. Tarragon tiles you can stand up this way, but like if you don't get the proper connection between magnets, it'll be like, ugh! And it'll just whip to the side, which is weird. I was really hoping that these were going to be able to go vertical. That being said, let's try something. Can you go vertical from a tile form? That's fine. Boom. Boom. Maybe if you do this. No, it doesn't really stick that well. That's a bummer. I was hoping. You do that, but if someone touches it, it's going down. Dang it. Okay. Can you go vertical from a magnetic cube? Let's find out. Boom. There we go. Well, if you do this, that you could probably go vertical from. So then does that mean, hold on, let's see. Can I do this? You could, let's see. You could do that. No, you can't. I got excited. I was like, oh, well, hold on. Let's see. Can I do this? Put those there and then place this on top? Kinda. It's not exactly ideal, but kinda, sorta. Good to know. Sometimes you gotta really work on your 3D ability, man. I think the last one to try is more Tarragons. I should probably just leave some stuff out. Though I think this is honestly the last test that I have to run through. So, alright, can I do this? Oh, you don't like that very much, now do you? Oh, well. Problem is, it's going to be very hard to get two of them. That's actually, well, no, it's not. But I might be able to. Yeah, it's harder to get them to stick. Probably gives it a little bit of flexibility, but let me get like one. They're not going to stay. There's no way. That you're not going to be able to do. Potentially, if you do that, but again, because they're 1.5 inch, you'd have to leave it like that. No, not going to work. Okay, good to know. I can sort of cheese 3D with the magnetic blocks, but not necessarily anything else. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Give me all them tiles, boy. All them tiles. Oh, one is facing the wrong way. Come here. Come here, then. Come on. Boop. Okay, you're good. Oh, nice. Forgot about you. I always forget about the mithril tile formers because they make me upsetty spaghetti. Here we go. What we're going to do. Just gonna mix and match. Underground caverns. You know what? I'm just gonna pick them all up. We're gonna do a little bit of pile shuffling. These are much harder to shuffle than you would think because they're all about looking over. And we'll build a dungeon. A dungeon! I want this to be in the center. You know that. Boom, boom. Oh, no. Maybe no. How about this? Yeah. Yeah. Boom. Boom. I like it. I like it. I want more. I want more. Okay. Boom. Yes. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Oh, we're too far. Okay. Ooh, we're almost there. We're almost there. I don't have an ending again. Oh no. I'm out of endings. Oh no. Our journey will just have to extend. Bum bum bum. Look, a whole little dungeon. A whole little dungeon in one go. Sorry for those of you on shorts. I realize this is slightly to the side, where you can see. How about that? Is that better for you? Those of you on shorts? Is this a better angle? We'll find out momentarily. This time on Shorts Ball Z. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. You just gotta wait for it to catch up because it's slow. But that's just the way things are. That's closer. Yeah, it's much easier for you guys to see on shorts. Okay, cool. Look, easy peasy. Bam. Dungeon. Out. Ready to go. No, don't crash. And especially don't burn. Especially if you got hay. I'm pretty sure hay burns really easily. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please. Please. No. Little Punisher meme for everybody. Okay. That was Underground Caverns. Wow. That's the second set. But there's a third set in release number 1. Trying to make sure. So there is like a little lip where they connect the plastic, and I think you probably could have noticed on the last dungeon that we built that occasionally that plastic lip may meet up, so the tiles are at like a weird angle, and like there you can see the gap. But like if your players are mad about that, get new players. Like you went out of your way to get really cool stuff for them, and they want to nitpick the whole time. No. That's not what we're about. Now we have our third set. Rain. And that is the Subterranean Rivers. Oh, this song is way weirder, way trippier. Oh my god. Trying to write from this angle, very weird. My paper is like blah, 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 all over the place. But here's our top. Here's our top. Subterranean Rivers. Erasable surface. Not with dry erase though. 18 tiles. What is Realm Brew? 1-inch hex grid. Magnetic locking. And then here is a specific dungeon that you could build. Or a specific scenario that you could lay out with these particular tiles. And again, you could use the top as a razor, or you can use it as... This one is clearly meant to be used like a space where water is dropping down. Let's check out some tiles! Yeah! If you need to put water in your dungeon, you can now. Little islands for you to hang out on. This would actually be a very... Ooh, that's not bad! I'm going to check that out. I will also tell the guys about it. That's not bad at all. But I was going to say, this would make a good scenario. So, for those of you who would like to learn to play D&D, learn to play OSE, learn to play Enclave, learn to play Mothership, you can come onto our Patreon right now. I say our, but it's my Patreon, but I'll delegate the tasks as necessary. And we will teach you how to play said games. And we have a big spreadsheet that I made that basically gives us the topics that we've used, like the scenarios that we've used when we're running one of these sessions. And the session that I used to teach some kids how to play, well, a kid and an adult, was that there was a cave full of frogs that had moved in. Some giant toads had moved in because they'd been displaced. And then there was a baby dragon in there. And that was our introduction to role-playing. And these particular underground tiles, these would have been a good way for me to have the terrain for that. Even though, obviously, I do have maps. And I used a map for it. But I could have built it out of this, too. You could also use these to build Wave Echo Cave, if you wanted to. This would be a good setup for Wave Echo Cave. Like the underground lake at the end of Wave Echo Cave. That would be nice. So when you're in the water, there's no like line for the hexes. It's just the outer lines of them. That's honestly even better. There's no like lines across them. That's cool. That's really cool. I like that. There's a lot more water spaces here than I thought there were going to be. Oh, it's just a straight water tile. Which, honestly, makes sense. Makes sense. Ooh, it's coming down. There's like... You could use this as the inside of Cragmaw Hideout. As the water like runs down the steps. Ooh. The ceiling goes up and over. Dunk. It's nice. Whoa, what are you doing, bub? What are you doing, bub? Don't do that. Ooh. When you want to throw someone off. Oh no, the rapids are coming! Oh no! Hope you have Featherfall. Dunk dunk. A little waterfall. A lot of little waterfalls. Cute. Whoa. I love that the magnets are just like snap. It's nice. Gosh, nice. Oh, my design has a little bit of an error in it, but that's fine. No one's gonna notice that. It's not like it's like ripped or anything. More little waterfalls coming on down. Not too bad, not too bad. These like pits after the waterfalls though seem like you're falling forever. My players are going to be like, how deep is it? I gotta go. A normal player would just be like, oh, is that like a pit that I'm not supposed to fall in? You can be like, sure. My players though, no, how deep is it? I am realizing that the shorts version of the stream and the full screen version of the stream on YouTube are running at different speeds. That's crazy. Ooh, I also forgot to raise the bitrate on the streams on YouTube. Sorry about that. I'm trying to catch up to the bitrate that I run the streams on my desktop because my laptop was set to much lower. Ooh, okay, at one point, we're definitely going to go over it. You said Kappa specifically. I think it's not called the Kappa, but it's a Kappa. It's one of the playable races in mythozoology. Okay, so now we're going to do something pretty cool, okay? We have underground rivers, right? But we also have Man-Hewn dungeons. And we also have underground caverns. And the beauty of these sets is that you can put them all together. So that's what we're gonna do. Boom. Boom. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Going up, going up. We're going up, up, up with our voices. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Over here. Give me some of that beautiful water. Nice, nice water. That's not gonna work. I need some platform. Some platform, please. Oh no, even better. Yeah. 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 Okay. Okay. I want more water. That's the wrong one. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like that. I want, no, I don't like that either. Gotta find me some good spots, yo. No. No. Yes. Kinda. My map! Yeah. No. It's the other side. Nope. Oh, my full water map tile has like a couple scratches on it too, but I don't think it really matters. My petunia! Nice, nice, nice. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay. Yeah. Boom. All right. Give me some of them sweet, sweet underground walkways. Look at this. Look, just like that. We are building a dungeon. A dungeon. We're not even using all the tiles. That's how cool we are. Here we go. Let me just put this over here. Boom. Yeah. Boom. Okay. Want us to have a pit? A pit of despair. This is gonna go down. Boom. 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 Nice. I don't like that. I don't like that either. Come on, we can do this. We can do this! Boom. And then... boom. And then... give me some more of this. No. Need some more Man-Hewn dungeon over here. Sure. What do we need? I need an end. Okay, here we go. Okay. Nah, I don't like the way that one fits. Nah. You gotta find a good one. You gotta make it count. Oh my god. Nope, don't like that. That's not it. Cheat. Nope. Yeah, maybe. Listen, just give me an end marker, and we're good to go. This will be our. Well, I can put more stuff over here too. Oh, you know what? Oh no! Oh no! You are. We get tons of stuff for it. What's up, Fizz? He would. Don't pretend like he. You know what? No one would ever pretend that like he wouldn't. He 100% would. He'd go, yeah, that's where I'm going. I gotta do the thing. I gotta do the thing. Bro, you don't have to. I do. I really do. Where's that V? I need that V. Give me the V. Give me the Alad V. That's what I want. Oh, no, it's the wrong way. I'm silly. Oops. Oh, this'll do. This'll do, piggy. Boom. Boom. We'll just have it head off the map. I want this to end all these. That's the wrong way, you dum-dum. So you can just see it off to the side. Cool. Nice. Hit my head on the chandelier again. Gotta stop doing that. Do I want more viewers? No way. Get out of here, robot. Actually, that is a very good song. I'm not going to lie to you. That is a very good song. Okay. But now that this is all built and ready to go. Ah, my fingers. My fingies! Cool thing is, we're going to take a peek at some of the extra pieces that are included in here. So we're going to look at, I think it's Red Dragon's Lair, and I think it's Goblins something or other. Because there's more stuff. I think they're the overlay tiles is what they are. That was a bot on Twitch. I was going to say I've never gotten a bot on YouTube, but I haven't gotten a bot on YouTube in a very, very, very long time. Can't say that I haven't ever gotten a bot. I totally have, but it hasn't been it's been a very, very, very long time. Where is the Shiv? The Shiv is in the next room. Oh no. Oh no! Yeah. It's time for a Subaqueous. Actually, the last song was actually called Subaqueous Metropolis. Be safe at home, kids. Don't stab yourselves with things. I'm in mod view right now on my phone for Twitch, so it said it was holding it back in mod view until someone took a look at it. And I'm like, interesting. Since it wouldn't let me, I still couldn't pin anything from mod view, which was also very weird. So I'm pretty sure all the mods can pin stuff. But there's there's more than one thing. So there's Red Dragon's Lair is one of them. There's the Alchemist's Workshop. DM Shin, I know you're excited. There's the Goblins Hideout. Okay. Then there's Underground Caverns overlays, Man-Hewn Dungeons overlays, and Underground Subterranean Rivers overlays. There's so many things. Okay, so what do we got? Red Dragon's Lair. You have these guys. Now, I think. Clearly I can... Oh! They're static clings. So you just take some of this, and you go, hey, I think one of these rooms is burnt. Oh, no, down here makes more sense. Oh, yeah. Are they magnetic? No, they're definitely static clings. Yeah. A little staticky. So Red Dragon's Lair has fire! Well, magma. Magma! 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 Do you guys like magma? I hope you like magma. If you want these Red Dragon overlays, I really hope you like magma! Play another madness. No, even better. This one makes so much more sense. I don't want to be here, wherever this is. This looks scary. No, I don't. Ah, gold storage. Where should we put the treasure? Here's the treasure hoard. Okay. Oh no, are these dragon eggs? Yes, maybe. Yes, he's trying to escape. You want to give your players some eggies? Oh no. Do they deserve the eggies? Nobody knows. Oh, dead a dragon skeleton? That's wild. Who was in here killing dragons, man? It's floating out to sea. That was everything in the Red Dragon's Lair overlays. Magma. Listen. I would love that. Well, we all have to help Barnaby first, okay? We have to make sure that Barnaby is having a good time, okay? We can't leave Barnaby behind, ever. Next up, these are the static clings for your boy, DM Shin. These are the Alchemist's Workshop. Traps, furniture, version. Ooh, traps! So, you got sleepy time quarters. That seems right, I suppose. You have bookshelves and what have you. I really want to use these. Ooh, I might. It depends on what else is in here. If there's just a straight up painting, I'm going to use it. I actually do need a painting static cling. Stuff on a table or something? That one I don't actually know. Yes, that's what I like to hear. Thank you. That would be perfect if you did that, actually. That would be absolutely perfect. We should, in fact, try that. You got a teleporter. I like that. A whole bunch of crystals, a workshop, an altar. I'm hoping there's just a straight-up painting. Oh, it's a book. Might use that book. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Ooh, you want to build a homunculus? Well, now you can. You want to do alchemy? You sure can. You want to do... Oh my god, what's it? Entomology? You can do that too. Gates. A laser gate? Yes, please. Where do we want this? Oh, we want the laser gate to be here for sure. No one knows it's there, though. You want the stuff. I might use this book instead of a painting. I know it's supposed to be in a display case, but that actually might serve my purposes better than what I have already. I'm okay with that. Astrolabes! Everybody loves a good astrolabe. I like that. I like that. I like that. A display case. Creatures on display. Bones. A drag. Oh, there's just a straight up dragon egg. Wait, what? What did you say? Ooh, traps! Yes! This is the good stuff. This is the good stuff. Ooh! Okay, they do. You can take them off and put them back in, and they will stick. I do have another set of static clings that I use pretty regularly that I take off and put on kind of often as well. These ones are incredibly difficult to get back into their slots, though. Holy crud. Why did you make that so hard? Oh, but there's like lightning traps and poisoned gas. I like it! Where am I going to put this poison gas? Oh, I'm going to put it... I think we got to put this poison gas trap. We should put it in a room no one would expect. How about back here, you come into the water and just the moment you dip your head into the water and you're like, ah, oh, oh. Yes, I like that. I like that. Okay, I'm gonna keep this out because I'm probably gonna need it. But that was everything in the Alchemist's Workshop overlays. And next we have the Goblins Hideout. Dun, dun, dun. These are actually very good quality. Like, they're so thick compared to the other stuff I've worked on. Goblins, like, I don't think a goblin is smart enough to make an Iron Maiden. Let's be honest. Maybe a hobgoblin, but I don't think they're making any other stuff. Oh, treasure hoard. That's nice. They obviously need a throne to sit on. No, you know what? I'm gonna put the drums in here. Let's sound the drums of war. Chung da da dong da da dong 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 dong. Some spikes and a little pit of despair. Oh, I like that. I want to put this pit of despair somewhere. This is a big cling. Oh, I'm gonna reuse. I'm gonna go over that slot, and now it's boom. You got to drop down into the pit of despair. Ooh, I like that too. See, we have to make what a dungeon. We have to build dungeons here, okay? We got to do it. We got to do it. More everyday goblin stuff. That's actually really nice armor for goblins. I would expect more of that. Cotton balls. For like rushing water. Here's a pit trap finally. I knew there had to be one somewhere. Jeez. No hog in the water. I really don't think that most of them are packing up their stuff this nicely. I just don't see that being a thing. They're goblins. They don't give a shit. And some walls. Ooh, a guardhouse. I like guardhouses. I'm gonna do the guardhouse way over here. I know we've got two things on that one, but hey, whatever. Doom boom bop bop doom bop bop bee. It's weird that they have all this stuff that assumes that you're outside and not in a cave. Remember when my goblins were like, we love the condiment of bird poop, mythical toucan poop, and you guys were like, no, you can't be doing that. And I was like, wow, you guys are just out. That's an oven. That's a straight up oven. Could be a forge, but that's like almost like a pizza oven. Wow, cool. Well, there's an anvil here, so yeah, I guess it is a forge. I suppose that could be true. Oh, yes, the most rickety bridges I've ever seen in my life. Do you guys want to go across these bridges? Don't answer that. I know the answer is yes already. Okay? I know you do. I know you want to go across these rickety bridges. I know it. Good luck! Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha! Good luck. Okay, I didn't realize. I thought that all of the overlays were the same. I'm very pleased that there's like a bunch of stuff. I like that. Underground caverns overlays are next. Rocks, cliffs, walls. What do we got? We got rocks. I mean, like, you can't really go wrong with rocks. So, like, that's nice. Actually, what we should be putting them on. Give me one of these big fat rocks. Put it in the water. Yeah! No, that looks silly. I don't like it. How about here? Maybe. Yeah, a little bit off. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Piles of rocks with a little bit of drippy water, though. Holes. Y'all like holes? I like holes. Oh, more holes. These are very close to the same holes that you get with Geek Tank Games minis. These are the environment holes. Like almost spot on. Just like a different color palette, but the same hole. Judges in Gold. It's true! More rocks and holes. Is this really just a set of rocks and holes? I mean, like, I'm not gonna say no. I just was kind of expecting something more fun. These are just like, here's the hole you're going in. All of them will enhance your usage of the stuff, though. Ooh, that's actually cool. You can build like little walls of cover in there. Okay. Crevices to put your babies in. Girl, I am showing you all my holes, okay? And we all know I can't show people my holes. My greatest fear in life. Truly, truly. Terror. Abject terror. That was the underground caverns overlays. Now we have Man-Hewn dungeons overlays. I'm going to assume, doors, stairs, and pillars. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. That was a good one, Awa. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was really good. I won't lie to you. There's so many like different ways to go down Wild. You want to go down on someone, that's how you're gonna have to do it. Oh, a blocked off door. Okay. I don't mind that. Oh, this was on the side of the box top. This ladder that goes nowhere. Interesting. Interesting. Ooh, fun little like wall. Oh, that's a scary cage and walls and weird doors. And like just overlays to show that there's arches. You can do that. I don't mind an arch here or there. Arch! Arch me, daddy. Which way are they supposed to go? This way is how they're supposed to go. Little alcoves for you to hide stuff? Okay. You like the Call of Cthulhu. Girl, you gotta stop. Girl, this is the entrance to the temple. You know what we're gonna do? Boop. Here's the entrance to the temple now. Ladders and staircases. Okay. Big old pillars. Okay, okay. Well, you know what I'm gonna do? I want to make a big old pillar here. Or do the same. No, it's not work. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, pillars don't really fit this particular dungeon that we've built here, but oh, actually. Boom. Pillar. That looks perfect. I'll take it. Stone bridges? Yeah. And then walls and gates. Gate with broken bars. I think obviously it's got to be here. Yes! Look at it! We're building a dungeon! A dungeon. Yes, a dungeony dungeon. And finally, subterranean rivers overlays. Rocks, holes, plants. Would you stick a plant in your hole? The world may never know. It looks like a lot of dams, to be honest. I want to put some of these sticks out in the water. How'd you get a tree in here? Nobody knows. No one knows. Oh, speaking of compass, look at all these lily pads. I want to put them in right now. Look at us overlaying this dungeon. It's nice. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love what we've done with the place. Oh my god. It's beautiful. Ooh, little waterfalls. I kind of like that. They're like off black edges though, which is weird. Oh, I get it. So you can do stuff like this. Yep. I gotcha. Do you want to show the water's fast? Makes sense. I don't know what you're talking about. Rocks! It's what everyone wants. Rocks. Ooh, whirlpool! That's what I was looking for. I wanted a whirlpool. I want to put the whirlpool right now. Some just like regular, well, not regular, but it's like trees growing out of the water. Okay. And then the final one is some more big old logs. I honestly think, I think we did pretty well with this little dungeon that we just built. I think it looks pretty darn good. Also, if I get one more notification from TikTok where they're like, hey, we want you to stream. No, go away. I don't want to stream on TikTok, man. I like using my phone for chat. Stop it. Let me see if I can zoom out a bit. Okay, let me do... Here's what we're going to do. Move this. Move these guys out of the way. Boom, 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 boom. Move you guys further to the side so you can actually see the whole thing. Then we'll zoom in a little bit. Because I have full control of the cameras! Ha ha ha! Ha ha! Move a little bit further. Those of you who are on the shorts version of this stream, apologies. But those of you who are on full screen can now see the entire dungeon in all its glory. Oh, no, a little too far. There you go. No. Okay, that's fine. In all of its glory. But we're not done. There's one more thing we have to unbox. One more thing. one more piece of this beautiful Kickstarter. Also, big shout outs to Grim, because Grimbo was actually the one who got this for me because they wouldn't accept my credit card. So I had to send him money so that he could pay for this Kickstarter so that I could get it. The colonoscopy, you know no one can see my butthole. These are my Realm Brew Tiles, bruh. Brett. So, huge shout out to Grimbo, because without him, none of this would be possible. Because they would have been like, no, we don't want your money. It's true. Back in the day, before I had my other credit card, you had to do that a lot. Because, in case any of you are wondering, Kickstarter, and now sometimes GameFound, not always, but sometimes, won't accept Discover if the person who's running the campaign is not in the United States. Yeah, I've been using it. I've been trying to use it as much as possible because I don't want, without putting it away. Because every time I put it away, I'm like, it's not coming out again. But thankfully, you guys haven't been on many maps at the same time in a while. Which is good for me. I like that. So the final piece of this, okay. None of the tiles have smelled like China up until this point. Indonesia. None of the tiles have smelled like China up until this point, but holy crap, I just took the plastic off the Fog of War and my eyes are watering. Oh my God, is that stinky. Wow. Woo! But I got 3 sets of Fog of War tiles because it's supposed to be enough to cover everything. And they're all exactly the same. Fog of War tiles just go over your regular tiles. They're made from an iron rubber material. Yep, I can smell the rubber, I can tell you that. Woo! Oh, okay. So when you open stuff from I'm actually getting chest pains from this. It smells terrible. When you open stuff from Kickstarter for the first time, if it came from China, usually once you pop that plastic wrap, it smells terrible. And it happens a lot with playmats, which have a little bit of rubber in them. So, wow, this also smells like that. That is stinky. I don't know if I can use these if Kate is playing with us. Valley of Egeria will wig out. These are very stinky. Ooh. I'm gonna try to air them out. Made from an iron rubber material. They're very heavy too, so. No! I don't want to. I would die at this point immediately. Made from an iron rubber material, these covers magnetically attach to the tile, staying firmly in place while remaining easy to lift when needed. No more accidental reveals. You hear that? No more! Fog of War allows you to control what your players see hiding unexplored areas until the moment of discovery. With an intuitive design that seamlessly integrates with your tiles, it ensures smooth, immersive gameplay without accidental reveals. Whether navigating dark corridors, deep passages, or hidden chambers, the Fog of War keeps the mystery alive. What time? They are honestly very happy. Oh, that's cute. They have could be deadly, or could be treasure on them. Oh, they're iron, that's why they're... Yeah, they just stick right over. So now, when you guys are running your dungeons, you get to do all this cool stuff. Just boom, 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 boom. Obviously, if you put a rock that goes outside, that's going to be seen, but wow. I legitimately had a headache from how stinky these are. Wow. Now remember, we are using 3 different sets of things, so... Now, if you're playing a game where your players don't have goddamn dark vision, then you can do cool stuff with these Mark 4 tiles where you can cover the whole dang map. You're like, what do you see? I don't know. You'll have to go find out. Yes, I did buy 3 sets of Fog of War, so I could technically hide my whole ass map from prying eyes, like so. Also, I just want to see something. I think they're, yeah, they don't actually have magnets in them. They're just made with a ferrous metal so that they stick to magnets. It's not that they have magnets in them. Ooh, soapy water might work. You could put them in a plastic bag and try to freeze them to get rid of the smell, but I honestly don't know how that's going to work with metal stuff. I've never done it with metal stuff. As long as it's like airtight, if a little bit of air and moisture gets in there, it'll probably be bad. But what I was gonna say is, ooh, that would be so cool. But imagine that your crew was all just humans. Just regular ass humans. They start their journey. Actually, let's be honest, they would be here, imprisoned. And then, if this was our rogue would say, huh, I feel like there's a trap in this room. Huh, something about this tells me that there must be a trap in this room. Oh, 4 dark vision? I can't show them to you because they're currently packed away. But Creepshow Kate was kind enough to get us those like little player stand things that like you can put your character on, and it has a torch that you put a battery in, and it actually lights up, and it's super, super cool. So these are some dice that you will have seen if you were hanging out at the stream for the stream yesterday. Thank you, stream. These are my gelatin dice. But it's Geleton. They're like, obviously they're based on gelatinous cubes, but there is a skull and crossbones inside each one of them. So our rogue would be like, yo, I think there's a trap over here. Let me check it. An 18? Actually pretty good. Normally, when our rogue finds there's a trap somewhere, she goes, got this, and then stabs it. And I wanted to do that, so it could be like, and that would shoot out all of, this trap would go off. Ah! Both of them would have to roll their save. Our ranger would be like, oh, is there something I can break? Wait, no, these bars are already broken. I'm free. Actually, considering how last session went, he might just run straight into the bars and break them down. I'm sorry. There was way less stuff than I thought there was going to be. But, Grimbo, are you still here? Because I have something very important to show you. Something very, very important to show you from the stream yesterday. Technically 2 things. I'll show you one thing, because I just grabbed these particular dice out of my new dice bag. Isn't it cute? Does it look familiar? Because, hear me out, Grimbo, I have in my possession right now a royal Winslow! Look at him! It's beautiful! It's so cute! He's real! Oh! Dad's got a task for you! Woo! Not the voice of Winslow, but it's probably pretty close. There's that. I have a real Winslow. I also got a tote bag. But that one's probably colored. But I have a real Winslow. It's such a nice thing. They went above and beyond. Supposedly, it is exactly the right shape to hold an official D&D source book, but I haven't actually tested that out yet. Because I don't have any of those books upstairs for me. I should have just put the Griffin Saddlebag book in there. That was very silly of me. I don't know why I didn't do that. That was real silly. But as they escaped their confines, they head into the next room. Bunk, move. And then you can be like, "Wah!" What do you see? Wah! There's a bright light down there. Oh no! These are kind of scratched up, but I'm not sure why. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. You can sort of see it on the camera. The bottom side's a little bit scratched up. But that's fine. But yeah, y'all got a whole new set of tiles, whole new set of terrain, and we built a whole dungeon today. Tell me all about your evil idea. Yo. Fifth, that's not a bad idea. So one of the bands that I like, one of the in Steam Power Giraffe, when the person that plays the robot Rabbit does her own streams, she used to have, now she has like a VTuber stuff, but back in the day when she ran her streams, she would have a tiny, like, fake stuffed raven on a stick, and it had like LED eyes that would light up red, and she had it set up so that she would turn its eyes on, and then someone else who was in Discord would be the voice of it. And I was like, that's really cute! Oh, that's very, very clever. I like that idea. That's very, very fun. Also, the GM screen that came with the Griffin Saddlebag, I'll show that off to you guys too. This is right here. Is one of the coolest ones I've ever seen. Because, okay, it has a really cool image on it. Yeah, sure, it's got the Astral Griffin. But, on the inside of the GM screen, it has these 4 pages that have so much information, but I don't know if you can see. It's got a plastic pocket that you can put those sheets in or whatever you want. And then down here at the bottom, each one of the boards has 3 slots for, they will fit the Griffin Saddlebag item cards, or they'll just fit like playing cards or any of the reference cards that you might have. And I was like, that's such a clever way to do that. It's just really nice. I personally, I do like random loot tables, but I always use the random loot table before, like, I actually get to that point in the game. Like, before we're actually playing, that is when I'll use a random loot table. I'm not a big let the players roll on them, and then I have to go find the thing. I could take out all the cards for sure, but I don't know. It's just not something I've ever done. But I'm also one of those people who's, more often than not, I will find a magic item that just makes sense to be in that particular spot instead of them being random. Not that it necessarily, I know a lot of DMs specifically like cherry pick what magic items are going to appear so that like each player in their party gets a very specific item. I am sort of the opposite, where I cherry pick items that make sense for the area that they're in, instead of like which one of my players this would be like if this would be an item that would be very, very beneficial to one of my specific players. Yo, this is from the soundtrack to Pyre. This, like, the soundtrack to Pyre is so freaking good. And it is just like, I try to use it as much as possible. It's so atmospheric, so just like, oh, it's so good. But the fact that you feel like you've just been hanging out with me on stream, that's the kind of stream I want to have all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm searching for in life. Having fun with friends, just chilling, and we just happen to be streaming. It's college vibes for me that I'm desperately searching for again. But y'all, we built a whole ass dungeon today. We went over some tiles. I guess I should count them. I'm assuming there's 18 in every box. I think? Maybe? I don't know. I assume they also just won't fit after you start shoving them in. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And they have not moved any of the static things, which also makes me very happy. Like, they're right. They don't mess up what's underneath them. Pyre was also just a surprisingly good game on many, many levels. I'm not saying Supergiant makes bad games. They don't. I don't think Supergiant has ever made a bad game. But Pyre hit on so many table tenants. Pyre hit on so many levels, like, because it was a good game mechanically. It had a great story that I still like draw inspiration from to this day. But as a fake made-up arcade sport, it was also fun as hell. Like, they just hit everything right on the head. Yes, highly recommend. It was one of the games I streamed while I was still working at Turtle Beach. Like, that was a great game. 3, 4, 5, 6, and I use the music for it so often in my videos, because they'll never ping you for copyright, which is fantastic. And they're good songs. But I feel like most people know them these days more for Hades 1 and 2 than anything else. But Bastion was a great game. Transistor is a great game that I still haven't sat through and played. Pyre was a fantastic game. Actually, I've never finished Bastion. I really should. I was playing Bastion on my old laptop, and then it died, and I just never went back, as if like Bastion was the reason that I stopped, that my computer died. No, that's not what it was. But Pyre was fantastic. Ooh. I'm sure there has to be. There's also, what is it? I think they're called Tabletop Music. Has an app now where like you can use their royalty-free music, but like the search on it was not good last time I checked, and like it could never find what you were looking for, so you just had to search through all the songs manually. I think they fixed that now, because I'm pretty sure DM Shin uses it. I'm pretty sure. Awaz, you would probably like, actually that's not true. I was gonna say, of the characters in Pyre, I think the one you like the most is probably Ruki. He's like I don't even know what he is. Like a dog, like a cat, fox thing. I have no idea. You probably like him, or maybe the hags. the hag that you... So, I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody, but the way it works is you are basically playing this sports game called Pyre in order to have a chance to go back to basically like the lands that you were exiled from. And all the other teams that you play against are made up of like different weird fantasy races. Like their whole team is that one race, but your team is made up of like one person from each of those races. So you can see all of those. And there's like a race of hags that live outside the norm, and like everyone's terrified of them. And they do actually do magic. And most of them are really mean and evil. And the hag that you get to join your team, everyone's like, oh my god, like you can make a deal with her. Kind of like a deal with the devil sort of deal. And they're like, oh, like, she'll take your soul, she'll do all these things. But she's like a tsundere hag. If you are nice to her, she will be nice to you, but she's still like objectively terrifying. But she's actually a very nice person. So I was going to say you would probably like Rookie, but actually you might like the hag more. That's Rookie. Yo. I would listen to that in a heartbeat, dude. That sounds fantastic. All right, let's see if I can figure out where all of these clings came from. I do have other static clings. I'm going to see if they stick to this. That's what I'll do. Give me 1 sec. Now that we're here anyway. Oh no, I want to take a picture of the dungeon that we made. Hold on, let me take a picture of the dungeon that we made first. That is Jodariel. Kinda like Tiefling? Kinda, sorta? She is, because of, well, personality-wise, she's basically Angela from Marvel. Basically the same exact person. But I think she's like their version of a team. Oh, I didn't think of it. Jodariel would be probably Grimjack's favorite character. She was basically in the military, and she is, for all intents and purposes, a muscle body. Take a picture of this real quick. This is our dungeon, y'all. We built it together. Maybe I'll play a match. Run a game in this dungeon one day. Built live on stream. Put me back into chat, baby. Put me in, coach. Thank you. So, actually, storyline-wise, I'm not gonna spoil anything story, but lore-wise, Grimbo, you would absolutely love, if you haven't played Pyre, you would love the lore of the world. That, I think, is the hag. The lore of the world is so cool. And they don't like, it's kind of, in a little bit of a regard, it's kind of like Elden Ring, where, and like FromSoft games, like they don't really go into too much detail about what happened in the past, but for the most part, there was a bunch of heroes way back in the day that fought like cataclysmic battles all over the world, and like most of the areas that you hang out in have like the remnants of those battles still there. Like the hags hang out around like the corpse of a monster that should be dead, but it is actually like its body is regenerating. And the weird thing is, like, you apply modifiers in the game, like you change luck and you add like hexes to the world, by interacting with all of these like long dead or defeated creatures or like natural disasters that happen because these particular creatures were defeated. Like, they've messed up the world. But you can like talk to the constellations, which are either like the heroes or the monsters that you fought, and like they'll bestow blessings upon you. World Lord for Pyre is also just like, they did not miss a beat. Pyre is great. The heart, like everyone has like a, I'm not gonna say heart-wrenching, but like the Harpy's story is that she just wants to hang out with her sister, and no matter what she does the entire game, her sister's just like a huge bitch for no reason. Like, it doesn't matter what you do, her sister's just a huge bitch. And like everyone has like all these aspirations for how they want to change the world and what have you. And the Harpy's just like, I want to hang out with my sister. And her sister's like, get the fuck away from me. Yes, let me put these clings back and then I will test my other static clings to see how they fare. But again, one of like the objectively one of the absolute best parts of Pyre is the soundtrack. The soundtrack is fantastic. Darren Korb is a absolutely monstrously talented composer. He has done music for multiple games, but he does most of the music for Supergiant. I'm sure he did at least some of the music for Hades as well. Hades 1 and 2. Darren Korb and Action Topigian, if I see like a game's music composed by one of them, I'm like, this game is gonna be fantastic. Action Topigian is the guy who did the soundtrack to Dungeon Defenders, among many other games. But obviously the one I care about is Dungeon Defenders. Maybe my other static clings have a freaking painting or picture on them. I didn't think of that until just now. Crap. Yeah, I gotta check the static clings. I'll check the static clings with this stuff too. Just give me a sec to put everything away. I streamed the era in which I streamed Pyre was the era in which Oxy was the only one who was there like every stream. That was like just pre Twitch Sings, when we were all playing Twitch Sings all the time. Twitch Sings, fantastic game. If you haven't partook, I'm very sorry because it doesn't exist anymore. You missed out on something absolutely fantastic. Can I have this? Thank you. Gimme! Oh, there are Gorgons! Yep. I was like, I don't know who you're, and then I'm like, oh no, there are. For sure, for sure. For sure, for sure. This is a good song. What a good soundtrack. I love it. I love it! There's also angels, but you don't play as them. They're just around. That's why I was like, I guess Jodariel's a tiefling? And I don't mean like the other people are ASMRs. I mean they're literally angels. Man, I can't wait to tell Koopy about all these goblinos. That boy loves him some goblinos. No. Oh, the drums. Let's sound the drums of war. Wah, 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 wah. I forgot about this death bit. Darren Korb. Yeah. I know who you're talking about. I cannot remember if he's a robot or a tree. I think he's a little bit of both. The goblin. All along the Goblin Watchtower! No. Ah. The bridge. Oh, look, it has to be super long. That'll be the bridge. Just basically putting stuff back together while we talk about how much fun we're having. Oh, I love it. This is good stuff. I did separate out to this workshop. Good. A rock! Not to be confused with ROC, Rock. AKA Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Like we have in DM Lacar's campaign. My ranger got to a level where I was supposed to learn a new language. And like, they're supposed to be ones that, you know, are related to what you've done. And our party accidentally, not accidentally, we kind of sort of befriended and then pissed off a rock, which is like a city-sized bird. It's a big boy. Sorry, town-sized. And apparently rocks have their own language. So when I leveled up, I was like, hey, can I have rock as a language? And DM Lacar was like, how often do you think you're going to use that language? And I was like, that's not what I asked. I have the language or not. So, my ranger learned to speak rock. The temple entrance. Oh, did I skip this? Oh, pillar. Pillar? Not the Christian rock band. That's not what we need. Good band, though. And then... gate. I was like, why does this look weird? Because I was looking at it upside down. Boop. These clings is duns. Oh, I missed you. I think that's in Red Dragon. I think. Yeah. I missed you, bud. Where are you? There you go. Oops. My bad. Went right past it. There you go. Not that, like, you really gotta keep them together. Like, these guys, I'm probably gonna end up jumbling anyway. Where's my steak? Jose Jalapeno. On a steak! Thanks, guys, for chilling with me while I just go through all of this and get her done. It's nice. This is what I wanted streaming to be back in the day. I just want to emulate what it was like in college when you could sit in a room with other people. And maybe someone's playing a video game, maybe someone's not, but you're all just talking while you're doing stuff. Kind of like body doubling, but what we're getting done is going through D&D stuff. A less productive, for all intents and purposes, version of body doubling. I got all the sticks, I think. Yeah. Whirlpool! Please do remember, though, there will not be a DM Roundtable next week. And I've just realized that the poll is on another computer. Wait, how do I know what? How do I know what? What did I miss? I have to send the poll to myself so that I can send it to you guys. So if you will give me a moment, I will do that. Oh wait, no, I want to try the other static clings and make sure that they work as well. That's what I want to do first. I'm going to try my other static clings, which are over here. I think I'm checking them. Oh man. Come here, bud. I actually don't even remember. Oh, these came with the original Atlas, I think. I think. Oh, and Pillar, because their song Frontline used to be in so many AMVs, and it's just a bop. And then I found out way later that, like, they're singing about, you know, the war with the ungodly. And I was like, huh? Actually, I have way more than just the regular set of planes. But more rocks. These are a totally different set. And then there's these really, really big ones with bloodstains and gold, but we don't need to go over them. These, I think, came with the original Atlas. Is there a painting or anything? There's tons of dead bodies, but, like, the scale is not quite right on, like, these skeletons. The horses are a little closer, but the scale is also still not quite right. Like, they're too big. Like, this skeleton won't fit in a 1-inch grid slot. Hex-wise, he's too big. Ooh, he does not stick. Good to know. They're there, but they don't stick. This size is a little weird. Get back in there, Skelly boy. Okay, so these don't stick, but I'm just looking for a painting or something similar. I have used this as my Cloud of Darkness many, many, many times. I don't think there's going to be a painting on here. That's a bummer. Get you a bummer. Bunch of spell effects, tentacles, tornadoes. Ah, you can see I used the dry erase crayons. The horses are supposed to be large, but some of them are like just too long. But these spider webs, I used my dry erase crayons because I have those too. It never really came off, so they're stuck to these webs. But I have one, and I have 2 of these pages because I bought something and then they sent me like 1 extra page, and I was like, what? Why? Huh? I'm confused. Why would you do that? There's no paintings. Dang it. Dang it. And then I have these static clings are like all scatter terrain. We don't need to put that in, but I'm going to try to put some boxes up in here. These boxes stick. These stick. The big ones from Atlas don't stick, but these do. I wish I could tell you where these were from. I'm sure they're in an unboxing video somewhere, but I don't remember where these came from. But they do stick to these. Well, kinda. Sorta, kinda. Not nearly as well as the ones it came with. Okay, that's good to know. Okay. Okay. But those are all my Realm Brew tiles, y'all. We made it through. Oh, this is a pain in the ass to put back in the baggie, though. I'll deal with that later. Then the last set of clings are just like, oh, there's dead bodies. Again, like, that skeleton is so big, comparatively speaking. It's so big compared to everything else. Holes, more of these. As long as your players aren't, like, too rough with the clings, just because they don't stick doesn't mean you don't, like, you can't use them. If your players are gentle with them, they're not going to knock them around. But yeah. If you give me 1 sec, I gotta send the poll to myself. So that I can send it to you guys. Got it. Makes life easier. Could be a bugbear skelly. With extra long arms? Hell yeah, it could be. Okay, so then the poll for our next topic includes the following items. Articles. Delving with your DMs, homework, items, and show and tell. Can I make a poll from mod mode? Yes, I can. Nope, it didn't do anything. Fantastic. Love that for me. Let's try that again. Yes, what do you think? Oh, no, it just keeps... That's annoying. Alright, give me a second. I will make the poll in the chat over here. Can't do it on desktop because I mean on what? Sure, whatever. I hate that you can't pin stuff on mobile. Trash. But we will keep this poll going for the next 10 minutes once it is up on Twitch. But if you haven't been here before, the way this works is there will be a poll running for the next 10 minutes on Twitch. But you have 24 hours from after this stream ends to actually go in and vote for the poll. Because that's just how things work. So if you don't get in on this poll, you can still come over to the Discord. And if you want to do that, well, that's super easy. Just put !Discord in the chat at any point. And come into Discord's Tabletop Tabletop channel and put in your vote there, as long as it's within 24 hours. And we will add it to the list. Please do note, there is no stream next week. But the week after that, I talked to the rest of DM Roundtable. I'm sorry none of them showed up tonight. But I talked to the rest of DM Roundtable. And when we come back, so in 2 weeks from now, we'll be doing races where I will get to tell you guys more about my pudding variant that I made. I didn't make the pudding from scratch. It is a variant of a larger variant of Ogskive's pudding from Tiny Races Underfoot, which was a tiny creature. I just gave it a buff when it got bigger, so that it could get smaller again. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That's the ability. I did release that post on Patreon already, but I will probably after this be making like the usual YouTube, Twitter, Blue Sky, on Facebook posts that I post. If you're a free member on Patreon, though, which you can become super easily just by coming over to the Patreon and clicking join free, you'll know when I make those posts, so I won't have to alert you with other stuff. But that is one of the things that I made for the stream in 2 weeks from now. This weekend, though, I will be on vacation running my very first game away from home. I'll be all the way in Vegas, so like legitimately halfway across the country. Not halfway, all the way across the country. Running that game, and I'm super excited about it. One of the players in it is in fact playing my big pudding. So, I'm stoked. Like, that's fantastic. I would love that. I'm getting to playtest it, which is nice. I like playtesting things. I like it. Man-Hewn. I was gonna say it's kind of hard to figure out like which is which, but actually it's really not, because Man-Hewn has like weird shapes. There's only like a couple tiles, but I'll be like, I'm not sure. And to be honest, it doesn't necessarily matter. It's like they're all gonna go together anyway. Oh no, I put them in the wrong pile like an idiot. Oh no, this is correct. Oh, whoops. Oops. Oopsie doopsie. Listen, my friends already have a joke. Okay. Okay, I'll give you guys a little bit of story time. I once went to a go-go dancing club, which is like a strip club, but they're not actually allowed to get naked. And I made friends with one of the girls that worked there. And that was like my lot in life, where I just want to make friends with everybody. And I've already made the joke that I'm going to ask if we go anywhere if they want to play D&D. Like, whoever we meet, I'm going to ask if they want to play D&D. I'll play, okay? I'll set anybody up. I will Deborah Ann Wool, John Bernthal, this, like, I'll do it. Don't you worry, I'll do it, okay? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna switch back over to built-in canon. Because I need to count these and make sure that they are correct. 18. I got all the underground caverns correct. I don't know which one this is, but I'm gonna assume it's going to this one. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18. I'm gonna assume the last pile also has 18 things in it. If it doesn't, I'll be very confused. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18. Perfect! Perfect! Point! My sister already was like, hey! I know you're not going to take pictures because you just don't take pictures when you go places. And that's mean to me because I want you to take as many pictures as possible. And I was like, listen. We're going to take like one picture, like a group picture. And then we're done. And I was like, but also the girls are going to be there. So I'm sure other people will be taking pictures. Fifth! What do you want to put your vote in for? Let me go grab thems. This is Man-Hewn Dungeons. Man-Hewn! I know what I could do though, so you guys can still see me as I move that stuff. Woo! DD5, baby! I won't be in the center of it, but I'll be there. I'll be there. Man-Hewn dungeons complete. Underground caverns. Come here, dude. You can pick them up, but like if you shake them, they will separate. But you can definitely pick them straight up. Boop. Boom. And finally, underground river. Back to this. Make it easy. But I jokingly said to DM Lakar and a bunch of people that I do want to take pictures of the game running and like how we set up and stuff like that, so that I can make a LinkedIn post about how I'm getting so much work done and how I'm doing running team building exercises and stuff like that. And I think honestly that would be very fun. I think that would work. That would work out pretty well in my favor. I think that would be fun. But yeah, this was a pretty good stream. And now that I know that I can set it up this way, I would have liked to have had someone from one of the other DMs with me so that I could have tested out how they sound, since I'm messing with the actual sound settings of the OBS instead of like the sound that's coming in, if that makes sense. I would have liked to have tested that, but now I know that this particular setup does work for stuff like this. Because at some point, we'd love to do a DM roundtable where like we're actually sitting at the table together. That is a goal on our list, and I would love to facilitate that. But I know that this works now, so I'm happy. I'm happy that things are working out. We filmed two different like straight up tabletop games. They worked fine. I think we have a pretty decent setup for a lot of stuff. We have big plans. Okay? We got big plans. We got so many plans. But yeah, I'm excited. This one went pretty well, and there's so much other stuff that's gonna go great. Stuff's finally coming up. We'll come and get through it. And I'm happy about it. And I also, something I was trying to explain is that, like, I know I'm a pretty good DM. Like, obviously I'm not the best DM in the world, but I know that I'm pretty good at this. But I haven't actually run it with people I didn't know. Like, I've obviously played in games with people that I've never met before, but I've never run the game like away from my regular. So I feel like this trial run where I'm far away, literally on the other side of the country, with just my stuff that I've gotten ready, I feel like this is a good way for me to like get the butterflies out of the system. So I'm excited for that. That's what I want. I want that to happen. Thank you, Awaz! As always, you are a big help. I'm going to do the same things that you're doing here in YouTube chat. So, if any of you would like to support, obviously you don't have to. You can support just by hitting like and subscribe. I don't have Racky or anything here on this computer, but actually I do have a picture of Racky, but it won't fade in and out, and I can't like change the transparency and what have you. I'm not going to subject you guys to that right now. But if you would like to support monetarily and you're capable of doing so, I'm not going to force you to do it. I want you all to succeed. I want you all to have enough money to be fine. Like, you can. There's a myriad of options of support, but they will help us make more streams like this. There's Ko-Fi if you just want to straight donate. You can also use Go buy coffee. I don't know why I say it both ways. I should just pick a way. If you want to hire us to run a game for you or teach you how to play a game or what's the last option? Or help you build a character, you don't have to use Patreon for that. You can pay us through coffee or you can pay us through gifting subs and stuff like that, because if you are using an iOS device, Patreon is going to just rip money out of your wallet for no reason. So there's other options, like Ko-Fi. But in addition to that, you can also check out our wares. We are a tabaxi and we have wares over on Redbubble. We have a whole shop with stuff and things for you to buy. This is a T-Turtle shirt, it's not one of ours. I did just wear one of our merch shirts the other day, and I'm slowly getting everybody I play with stuff from our shop so they can show it off. So check out the Redbubble shop. You can also get some Geek Tank Games minis 20% off from the website using the DM Roundtable 20 code. They are flat miniatures. Do I have any out right now? I do. I can show you off some Geek Tank Games minis, whom I also used to work for. I guess. I have no idea if I'm still an employee or not, but we have an affiliate code, and they make flat minis. I only have on me right now two like familiar options, but Snick, and this is an imp, I think, but we use it as, it's actually not an imp, I think it's supposed to be a method, but this is Slag, DM Bacon's pet imp, and we use this in place of the Flying Snake mini that we broke for Valley of Egeria's rogue. She's Zent. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not going to get sponsored by that. But flat minis. And the art for both of these happens to be from Trash Mob minis. So if you know Trash Mob, this is where this art comes from. They also use Printable Heroes art for some of the other minis, which are a bit more like gritty and realistic. But these are Geek Tank Games minis. You can get your own for 20% off using our code, DM Roundtable. That code will only work for your first purchase per account, though, so keep that in mind. Keep on making new accounts. I think, realistically, that's it. He did say hello. Well, that was quite a ways ago. We'll see what happens. I'm not worried about it. Once I get this vacation out of the way, then I can worry more about it. But thank you all for tuning in. Please do remember there will be no DM Roundtable next week, but we will be back with races in 2 weeks. So next Monday, we'll stream. I also, next week will be, I think, the first week in over a year that I'm not uploading something every day, because we've knocked out all of my previous Twitch highlights. We're all caught up, so I'm just leaving Wednesdays open. I don't need to upload every day. And this gives me more time to work on really long videos, like that 40K video. That the chunk of filming was 3 hours, and I pushed it down to like an hour 40. If I have more free time, I can work on way more long videos like that. And honestly, that's where my head's at the moment. We'll see how it goes. In any case, we have big plans for channels. We have big plans for playing games, being together, hanging out. I'm excited. But until next time, everybody, roll dice, be nice. We do need just a straight up official artist. That would be super cool. If we could just have a person that just does our stuff. Minus Mercs. Definitely putting DT and Merc in the human zoo when we have like a real big workspace. That would be fantastic. But I will see you all later. roll dice, be nice, enjoy your games. Come hang out with us on Discord. It's always fun. We do enjoy talking to people. You don't even have to just talk about D&D with us. We play lots of other games. A lot of Marvel Rivals. I gotta do my dailies. I gotta set up this computer to render that video so that I can actually see if it plays correctly. Because I would love to have it uploaded and ready to go before I do it. But I don't actually know if that's good. We'll see. Yeah. I'm only a little wary about that. But, bye everyone! Bye Twitch! I gotta put the command in YouTube because it takes forever from Nightbot. Bye Twitch. We will see you in 2 weeks. And I say we because hopefully the rest of the DMs will be in 2 weeks. I know clubs won't be here in 2 weeks, but I think the rest of the DMs should be around for the next episode. Bye Twitch! Bye! Now you can actually see me wave! I do this literally every week when I say goodbye. Bye! And then, goodbye! Wait, for YouTube, I gotta do something weird. I have to tell OBS to stop streaming, and then I have to kill the stream via the actual website.